they will all of them collect so many different things. Some of them bring even cows, houses, chicken, money. They buy gifts and they give to the president and say, hey, thank you for having led us in the right way. I don't know if Masira did because I was not there when that thing was happening. But for some people who know when Khama was president, he died before he could leave. So we know he didn't do it. Masire probably did it, But I know for sure. I was a Boy Scout. I was a Form 3 student at the time, and I was a troop leader at the time. So you were asked, the president's going to come into Mahalape, and we need you to lead your troop in welcoming him into the village. See, that same message was ringing in my mind like, okay, can you say that again? You mean that the president of the country is going to come here, and I need to do what BDF does when the president steps outside the car, where you salute him and say, welcome to the village, sir, and this is my troop, and then you inspect them and you march and then you do all of those drills. And we did all of that. I think for about 2 or 3 weeks, I couldn't wash my hand because I had shaken the hand of the president. And then he went into the khotla and then he collected his offering and then he dipped. But anyway, I just wanted to pass by that. I don't know if, you should check this out. I don't know if this still happens. We will see. We will see with Masis if when he gets out, he will go around the country and collecting hand on offering. Now, in 2008, the world economic recession that happened in the same particular time ushered in the presidency of His Excellency, the former president, Dr. There's somewhere where you put the doctor, okay? So the thing is, if you notice, almost every one of our presidents, when they come in, there is a challenge that they face that they need to deal with. We said as a Khama, it was the issue of what exactly happened, building the country from scratch in the midst of apartheid. For Amasire, believe it or not, look at the education system, you look at the roads, you look at how many malls were built, CBD, for example, the whole of CBD, for example. You look at most of the other things that were being introduced, even initiatives that were taking us back into taking care of our nation. See, Waipelecheng got into place, YDF, the Youth Development Fund, in which the government says we're going to set aside a budget in which we're going to fund the young people, got into place. There was Limit, there was Inspihat, there were so many different initiatives where government is creating money in the midst of the recession and say we would be able to sustain our people. And yes, we saw slight growth in the economy over the years, together with other things that most of you always complain about. But it doesn't really matter because it's important to really see how this part of the governance has actually contributed towards the greatness of what Botswana really is. And right now, moving on into where we are now, with the country being the president, he gets in, COVID-19 knocks on the doors. Some of you will be like, no, but that was 2018. Yeah, but that was it's like that term, 2018, 2019, into elections, that was I think it's a gift years to say, okay, this is what you're gonna have. See how it feels like and how it tastes like. But let's talk about his presidency now when he won the election in October 2019, and now the COVID-19 pandemic happens. And it's still up to you to judge what has happened in terms of the greatness of the country since he has been president. But I always advise you to say, look on the other side of the politics and see what this nation can actually do. Because there's the biggest question. This is the legacy that all the presidents have built to where we are. Now the question is, Botswana moved from this being the second poorest country in the world to become a fastest growing economy. Right now we're looking into becoming a middle to upper economy. What does that mean about the future of the country? When we look at our leadership, the way in which we see things, the way in which we prioritize things, when you look at the way in which the nation itself, the people, the citizens, you who is watching this or who's listening to this, wherever you're watching from, whether you're watching from YouTube or LinkedIn or you're watching from Facebook, ask yourself this question. This is where we come from. Where do you see this country in the next 50 of America, where he says that ask not what the country can do for you, but what you can do for the country. This is very important because the mindset that I see and that most people talk about is how people have gotten to dependency syndrome, where it's always about what can the country do for us, because we don't see ourselves as contributors to building all of this. Look at all the individual leading the economy. But here's the thing. Look at the profile of guys. Yeah, there's that. But there's also